Hey guys, what's up? It's WaveViper here, and welcome back to today's commentary. After commentary today, and my apologies if I sound stuffy, I have a sinus infection right now, but that's besides the point, because today we are going over runner strategies in Death Run, and I'm going over all 9 courses as quickly as possible, so this may be a slightly longer video than normal, I don't know. I'm recording the commentary right now, so I don't know how long it's going to be. But this was a lot of fun to record. It probably took me around an hour and a half to 2 hours to get all the courses. And even then I went back a couple of times and I did re-record on Cave. But we're going over all 9 courses today. I'm going to try to talk you guys through as much of them as I can. I'm going to assume you have a basic knowledge of Death Run for this. So if you want to understand Death Run better, there's a link on the screen right now. And you guys can see Death Run for yourself, me playing it. Last 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, but it is definitely a video that if you're just trying to figure out what the heck Death Run is, this video is not for you. Click away, maybe play Death Run, and then come back. This will be a lot better. So we're going to cover the first course today. We're going to cover 2 of the most common ones right off, which is Sonic and School. And as you can see instantly in Sonic, I got destroyed. I decided to risk it right off and run across with those fire arrow traps, and unfortunately, it did not go well for me. And as a note, if you do see jumps like you are seeing right now, that's because I cut out a bunch of deaths or runs that I just didn't like how they turned out. So yeah, that is what's going on. And we're about to get to one of the basics of Death Run, which I'm assuming you know, but I wanted to explain anyway, because this is Death Run strategy. You have A right now, which is where I run through perfectly over a trap, which is the TNT trap. And you have B, where I wait for the trap to go off. And it's sort of a decision whenever you get to a trap. And sometimes it's testing your deaths to figure out how on point they're going to be with how quickly they're going to press the buttons and react to you, to decide whether or not you want to wait or go. It's up to you guys. And I do have some tricks here, like I just did a 2 jump on that first bit right there. And also right here, look at that strafe I just did. That strafe right there was to get ahead of the deaths and keep moving, moving, moving. And right now, I just did a left strafe, which is actually a trick I found in a video at one point. There's another strafe you can do behind that lava fall, directly to your left, the farthest left lava fall, which I can't pull off. And all these tricks are mostly to get good times and sort of pull ahead the deaths. As you can see, I did pull ahead the deaths pretty efficiently here, so most of the rest of this doesn't really have the traps being showcased, like the water one right there, or the TNT one, or the fire snake on the right. So I'm just going to talk about the fact that once you get ahead of your deaths, a lot of it is about not dying and just keep going, 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 get the fastest time, do the best you can. And some of it, like if I got to this section right here and there was a death, I would be a little more patient because this water melt could kill me easily, and so could that fall in with no strafes. It's all sort of dependent on your deaths and how quickly they're moving and how quickly you're moving. So we now move on to the next course, which is School. And again, we're going to talk about this. You have A, where I wait and the trap goes off. Again, this is common between pretty much all the traps. And you have B, where I moved quickly and I got into the green and I was safe. So it's, as I said, it's sort of dependent on testing your deaths and figuring out how good they are going to be on reaction times and such. And if they're like, some deaths have really anticipated things, and I've had a lot of trouble getting by them. So sometimes you wait, sometimes you go, just sort of make a decision and commit to it and go all the way through with it. And again, there is a jump there, that's because I had a horrible death there. And now we get on to one of the hardest bits of parkour in my opinion, which is these jumps over the water. They are so hard. I don't know why I have so much trouble with them. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where we all have troubles with specific traps. I don't know. Or just even parts of parkour. I just have trouble with that part. As you can also tell, I am using my strafes a ton. I don't really have any left over. I'm always using them for something. And that is also key to Death Run because strafes are one of your biggest advantages. And so sort of being smart with your strafes and using them to pull ahead of your deaths is super mega important. So definitely do that if you are playing. We're going to cover the next course, which instantly shows off the strafing, which is Legacy. And as you can see, I instantly just did a crazy strafe to get ahead of the death. It went really well for me there. Unfortunately, this did not continue because I have trouble with these, also with these like emerald block jumps. As you can see right here, I got a little bit of a glitch. I got like the pullback glitch. It's sort of weird, but I just have trouble sometimes with those things. I don't know. I think a lot of people have trouble. I have trouble with Jungle Beta, which has a ton of that, which we're going to cover in a moment. And if you guys couldn't tell right now, I figured out that the death was close behind me. As you can see, he's about to activate this trap right here with the water parkour. So again, I sort of was being smart, and I was trying to use my strafes to get by the death and not die. This next section that we just went through is actually pretty hard to get through as well. I find it aggravating sometimes. Most of these sections can be pretty aggravating. This section right here is probably the most infuriating bit of Death Run I think I've ever done, which is this jump section, because sometimes the jumps take a second to go, so I have like a little delay I give on the emerald blocks. Just as a note, that is sort of what I'm doing there. That's why I'm not instantly going. I give delay so that whenever I move, it is pretty much guaranteed it will have it. If you have chat log on, it will actually tell you that you have it activated. I can probably put that up on the screen right now. So yeah, it depends on how you're playing. If you're playing with chat off like me, then yeah, you sort of have to wait a second. And even waiting a second in the first place is smart. As you can see in this next section, I got ahead of the deaths, sort of. Their traps were off, so I got lucky and made it through really easily. We now move on to High City. It's the next course in our 9 course thing, and there are some tricks on this course I can't pull off. There's tricks on Sonic I can't pull off, but I'm just covering what I can do as a basic parkour person. I'm not going to review again the trap thing where you either wait or you go. It's with every trap. So that is a Death Run basic, and it's a strategy I assume, but hey. So the next trap right here, the trap we just got to, is the falling ceiling trap. I never have had trouble with that trap. I don't think I've ever died off it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just extremely lucky or something, but I just sort of go ahead with that trap because there's a pretty low chance of me dying, and even if it does, it's not the end of the world. We now get to the hardest bit of parkour I'm going to claim in the entirety of Death Run, which is this jump right here. And as you can see, right there, do a replay of that. And as you can see, that right there was me showing you guys how you probably should be doing it, which is you can do diagonal as compared to going straight on. It's sort of your choice. I prefer diagonal because it's a lot easier. So I think diagonal overall is better because it's easier. But if you really want to try to be pro, feel free to be a show-off and do that. It doesn't really bother me. So, again, I'm not covering every trap in this. You guys are getting a good look at all the traps. This one or most of them. This one we actually just got to is probably one of the most dangerous traps ever because the entire floor just falls in. So that one you sort of have to be careful on and make sure you get to the stone bricks early so you're safe. There's a fire arrow trap here, which I've gotten killed by once. And then we have another one of these emerald block jumps, which are, as I said, kind of annoying. And this jump right here is kind of tricky. You want to land in the cobwebs and make sure you land in them so you don't die instantly. In a moment, I'm going to be showing you guys, I actually glitched out this course with this next section right here, right after the giant. There's this jump right here, and, oh, great, my throat is going hoarse, so one moment. But there's that jump right there, and I jumped. You can see the footage on screen right now. I jumped and I strafed because I thought I was going to go through, and it turns out that, in fact, that didn't work too well for me. Excuse me, I had to take a quick sip of water, but that didn't work too well for me. I got behind it. I couldn't get out. I glitched it out. So maybe that needs to be a bit shorter. I don't know. I'm just sending that out there. I might put that in as an error report. But whatever the case, we're moving on to the next course, which is Western. Western is a longer course, but it's a lot of fun. The first section is a fire arrow trap, and sometimes I use other people's human shields for that trap. Sometimes I decide to wait. It's sort of dependent, again, as I said, if you're feeling risky and testing your deaths. The next thing I'm about to do I'm actually really proud of, which is I anticipated when those blocks would come down and strafed, so that gave me a big boost. And also, running up steps, just as a note, it's kind of obvious, I think, but if you hold in the spacebar while you're running up steps, you go faster. And if you run and jump, in general, you will go faster, so doing that in Death Run is a very good idea. We now get to another jump, which I'm not good at these jumpy jumps. Those right there kind of get a little aggravating to me. Whatever. And as you can see right here, I'm demonstrating the strategy perfectly. I decided to wait and let other people go as compared to risking it myself, because I could see the trap was active and the TNT trap is kind of annoying to deal with. And as you can see, no one died from that, but I was fortunate and I decided to wait, so I did not get killed there, which is a good thing. And again, I got super lucky there because he hit it just at the perfect time so I could land it. So some of this is about getting lucky and some of it is about strategy. So like right here, I decided to risk that TNT one because it was a small one. I knew it was going to be easy to get over, so I just made a sprint. I probably could have sprinted this, but I decided not to, because I was afraid the water was going to get me, and I was having such a good run that I didn't want to lose it. As a note, on Western, you do want to start on the left side because the water recedes faster there as compared to the right side, just on that one trap. I don't know if that's purposeful or not, but whatever the case, that is a good idea to start there. And I think I died right here. Some of these traps are just really hard to pull off. Again, I anticipated nicely on this one when those blocks would come down. And right here, as you can see, I used my strafe to get around the corner beautifully and out of the way. I was moving fast enough, and I saw that the death was running for the person in front of me to take them out. So I just kept moving on those traps. Again, it's a lot about testing. Again, this falling ceiling trap, I've never really had a problem with. I don't know why. I haven't died on recording. I usually die on recordings if I'm going to die, honestly. This has been proven by Splag. But, you know, it's just sort of, as I said, it's testing your death and just figuring out what's going on. I did not want to go here because of those fire arrows. And I ended up getting the parkour on point, though. This is the last section of the map. This is one of the sections. I got super lucky there again, where I tried to strafe there. I had a strafe fail. There's a giant trap up ahead, which he tried to set off to kill me. I strafed over to move faster. And right here, I strafed to get into the portal faster. I definitely would recommend you guys also do that. That is a good way of getting around that as compared to, like, sitting there for 20 minutes, which I've done before, and just trying to get that jump right. So we're getting on to the next section, or the next course more, which is going to be the prison. And we're on to the prison, yes. And as you can see right off, I did a right to strafe, but I got super lucky, and I landed somewhere where I wasn't intending to, and that saved my life. I probably would have died if I'd gone down. I did not keep up with this luck, however. I decided to wait, and I saw that the death was not at the trap, so I decided to strafe quickly and just keep moving. Again, it's testing your death and sort of figuring out what you want to do there with that specific thing. This fire trap right here is pretty slow, so if you just move a couple blocks over, you generally can avoid it. And as you can see, I'm just trying to sprint and keep moving. It's all about moving and moving and moving and not slowing down, because if you slow down, the death catches up with you. So try not to make mistakes, but move at the fastest pace you can. There's a bunch of traps on this course I could talk about. There's this water parkour stuff here, which I usually have so much trouble with, but my parkour was on point, and I was able to get it quite well. I'm very happy about that, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. Someone finished somehow already. This course, I don't know how they finished so quickly, but I wanted to make up lost time, so I was using my strafes like crazy. Again, with the jumpity jumps, I'm not good at these. And we got to the final section. There was no death in sight, so I decided, YOLO, just go crazy. And it ended up paying off, and I finished beautifully. I'm very proud of that. That went quite well for me. So yeah, I think it's time now for us to talk about the next course, which is Cave. And I have to say that this intro right here took me a good 5 or 6 runs probably to get done. I did a bunch of waiting because I didn't want to die, because I watched a video, I saw a guy do this bit of parkour, and I was like, I have to do this on recording. So I turned off players, and this right here, that one jump right there, took me like 4 or 5 recordings to get. So I'm so proud that I got that. It took me forever. Hallelujah, I was so glad I got that on recording, because that is how you're supposed to do that. I know it's a little bit hard to pull off, but I'm just trying to show you all the strategies and such. And I'm fortunate on a lot of these because I'm a little bit slow, so I take a little bit longer to move than other people, so the traps are set off already for me. So I get lucky, and I don't like have terrible fails. So again, this right here, I decided to strafe over this instead of risking it and maybe dying. I think I died in the water trap right there next. And again, with the jumps I think are on practically every course, and they are so annoying and hard sometimes. Someone had already finished by this point, so I was just going crazy. I was like, I do not want to be denied. I want to finish this course on recording. And I just went crazy. I could see the traps were going, but I was like, I have 20 seconds to finish this. I'm going crazy. So right here, I just went crazy. I just was doing a bunch of jumping. I saw the death there. I decided, I'm just going to run. I'm going to run. And I decided I was going to run all the way through it. And as you can see, sometimes momentum does pay off, and you finish. Somehow. I don't even know how I finished. But we're moving on to the next course now, which is Jungle Beta. And this course, as you can see, I immediately demonstrate the strafe over top of the floor. And that is because that is a good strategy if your death is there, because it's less time on the tiles, which means that you have less chance of dying. I just did the water parkour bit there. The TNT went off, thankfully, before I landed, so I didn't die. Oh, my throat's going hoarse. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so I'm not going over every trap, as I said, I'm just going over general strategies and such, so apologies if I didn't get every bit of trap. This right here is probably the hardest jump ever. I had to wait a second at the top because the jump lasts for a second longer than I think it should, so it kind of messes me up. I don't think this water parkour section is half as hard as any of the other ones, but that section back there is just so infuriating sometimes and hard to pull off. I think this course does actually have 2 of those water sections, and it does have multiple ones of these those fallen pits as well. As you can see, this is the next water section, and I decided I was going to risk it. Sometimes you do multiple block jumps, sometimes you do one, and whenever I got to the end, I saw there was 20 seconds remaining again, so I just went crazy. I just went run, and I decided that I was just going to try to run and make it. 10 seconds left, and they activated the trap, so I made a jump there, jump there, jump there, and I finished. So that course is a very hard course to finish. Excuse me, but I finished it somehow. I don't know how still, but I don't even know. So let's move on to the next course, which is Alarin Ruins. This course was probably the hardest to get on recording. Again, I demonstrated the jump over the top of the one water thing. That's just sort of a classic move. And if you guys actually want like a full... By the way, I just wanted to mention this. I'm going to pause right here. If you guys actually want to see all the traps in detail and for me to talk about strategies about the general traps, would you mind leaving a like so I could see that you guys are interested? Or even leave a comment down below if you don't want to leave a like. If that's not your style, that's fine. Please just leave a comment. Tell me that you want to see it because I'm perfectly willing to do it. It's just I don't have time in this video to do that. I'm already going like longer than I usually do. So we are moving on. Again, I'm jumping down this area right here. I get to stage 3. There's soul sand here, which I think it just slows you down. I don't think it kills you. And there's a ton of different trap bits here. There's a falling rock trap up ahead, which I don't know why I never have problems with it. It might just be me. It might be because I'm weird or something, or I'm lucky. But the next section is probably one of the other hardest sections. It has these diorite blocks that keep on switching out and are changing. It has the pistons, and then it has this bit of parkour right here, which I do have a bit of trouble on. And it's 4-4, and then you jump there, and as you can see, it takes a bit of timing and practice, but after you see it, I hope it helps you guys do it if you are noobish like me. If you're a pro, then you're probably watching this and laughing at me, in which case, good for you. You should be laughing. And so we get to the final section. I'm just strafing like crazy in this because I wanted to get the best time I could. I got the weird lag thing again. And yeah, I think I'm going to finish right here. I held in the space bar, so I almost caught up to that person. I didn't quite, but I did finish. So yeah, that will be my entire death run thing. And also a huge thank you to the Alarin Ruins group who added the last map I needed. I was trying to get that map that day and I couldn't get it. So thanks to you guys. And that is the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy me playing through all the courses and talking about them. If you did, then do not forget to leave a big fat thumbs up. And also subscribe for more videos like this, or even just to check out my many game videos in general. Thanks for watching. My name's WaveViper, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!